The biggest challenges for Europe when it comes to migration is the action of human traffickers, but it is a problem across the globe. In Africa, child trafficking is a scourge across the continent. Activists reckon thousands of children are abducted every year, many sold into a life of virtual slavery or even something far worse. Kenya's capital, Nairobi, has been identified as a center for this horrific trade, but now youngsters there are being offered a powerful new weapon against traffickers. CGTN's Oliver Jarvis has that story.
It sounds like a typical childhood nightmare.
It was during the night. My father and my mom were not at home. 4 men came and they took me away. I cried, but they were strong.
But this was a young girl's reality. Forced by her father to undergo female genital mutilation, the 14-year-old ran from home. But her father found her. He wanted her to get married. She escaped him again, and finally found help from a local NGO. There is no accurate figure for the number of children trafficked in Africa. Organizations record their own figures. Through survivor stories, they can build up a picture.
Men were coming in, mostly white men and Arabs. They could come in anytime. They could pick anybody they would want. They use you. You had to do whatever they told you to do. You had no choice.
The International Organization for Migration lists Kenya's capital, Nairobi, as a child trafficking hub. Those caught by traffickers often end up as victims of the sex tourism trade, and authorities struggle to keep up. But activist groups are fighting traffickers on a new front. Using education, a Kenyan-based NGO is reaching out to those most vulnerable.
So as Heart Kenya, we were able to come up with a manual, which also has different materials that are being used together with the manual. We have video clips, we have songs that we're using, and then we also have different placards that we're using during the sessions. And the usefulness for these materials, it just becomes more child-friendly, and it's easy for you to be able to actually discuss different issues with children in ways that they're able to understand.
These materials teach children the dangers of human trafficking, and the interactive lessons encourage discussions.
I like this also about because it teaches us how we can educate people on human rights and how to help other children like us so that they can leave their parents, so that they can go and spread about human rights to other people, so that they can learn in child labor it's a bad thing to do.
Heart is planning to provide the materials and lessons to classrooms across the country, but it says authorities can also do so much more to take on the traffickers. The NGO estimates at best just 2% of Kenyan children trafficked ever make it home. Oliver Jarvis for CGTN in Nairobi, Kenya.